Hey everyone, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to Live It Up. This is the show where we explore and discuss how to take your life to that next level and beyond. We cover health, wealth, relationships, and how to create a life you absolutely love. I'm your host and coach, Fletcher Ellingson. Amy is out today, but she'll be back soon. But instead of talking medical today, we're going to talk magic. We have a real treat for you on today's show. A couple of years ago, I was fortunate enough to meet a guy here in Wenatchee who is a very talented magician. And I've been performing magic for 25 years, and it's rare to meet others who also have a love for conjuring and prestidigitation. So to this day, one of my favorite things in life is being fooled by a good bit of magic. It's like play for adults. And let's face it, most of us, we just don't play a lot for the sake of play. I love the moment of bewilderment and awe. So today we're going to have Jason, and he's going to do a few things for us. We're going to learn about what got him into magic and how you can get in touch with him if you want to have a magic show at your event. We'll tell you more about that as well. Today we're going to skip the advice portion of our show because I want to give this entire section to Jason, and so you can get a chance to see some cool magic. You know, our species it's one of the only species that has the ability to create. It's one of the big ways that we're set apart from the other animals, and the ability to create is powerful. And that's what we're going to do with today with magic. Magic is that ability to create, because when you put together a routine or a bit of magic, you have to think differently. You have to think in a way that's not everyday thinking. We have to go back to when we were kids and actually consider, like, you're playing a game and you're pretending, and then you say, hey, let's pretend next that this happens or that this crazy thing happens, and you just go with it. And that's kind of what I love about magic is we come up with ideas that don't make any sense necessarily, but they're fun ideas to consider and talk about, and then magicians bring it into the real world. So it's a delightful deception, and it's something I really enjoy. I hope you do too. We're going to be back with Jason Sims in just a few minutes after this commercial break. Stay with us. Welcome back to Live It Up. We are here talking with my friend Jason Sims. Hey, Jason.
Hey, Fletcher, how you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for being on the show today.
Thank you. Glad to be here,
you
man.
Bet. So as I was telling the audience, I love magic, right? And I know you're passionate about magic as well.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite things to do.
Yeah, and you do a lot of it, right?
Yeah, lately I've been making it more of a priority as far as things I want to do in my life. And lately my thing has been sharing magic, because a lot of people say, hey, I heard you do magic. Oh yeah, I do sometimes, and then maybe I'll direct the conversation elsewhere. Well, lately I've been trying to do magic. So we don't get enough magic in our life. So it's important. I saw, okay, I carry cards around with me wherever I go, and ready to perform, right?
Right on. It's I agree. We don't get enough magic in our life, and it's one of the reasons why I like it so much. I absolutely love being fooled.
Right.
I love that moment where you suddenly can't reconstruct what just happened. All you know is that it shouldn't have happened.
Right.
It goes against logic, right? Defies nature, but your mind it's in that free floating space of trying to figure it out, but it can't compute.
Oh yeah, no, I love it.
It feels so good, that moment, right, of bewilderment.
Oh, absolutely, and it's universal. It's something, it crosses language barriers, and culture. It's definitely one of my favorite things to share, because ultimately there is a sort of universality. Did I make that up?
Yeah.
There's universality to magic from way back in before our history to during history to now. Magic's been a part of human culture.
Yeah, and it really is a form of play. And,
Right.
And my favorite audiences actually are adults, because we stopped playing so long ago, and we still play some sports and stuff.
Right.
But we stopped like that creative, imaginary play. Well, then let's pretend this happened, right?
Right.
And that magic kind of brings that wonderment back. So we're going to do some magic here, or he's going to do some magic. I'm going to get blown away. But before we do that, just tell us, how did you get into it? How old were you, and where were you?
Yeah, so I was young. I was about between 5 and 7. Typical, my dad. He showed me a trick. We got something. I can't remember where I got it, but he took a cup and a newspaper, and he put milk in the cup, and then he poured it in the newspaper, and then he opened the newspaper, and there was no milk, but the glass was empty. So I was like, oh, I gotta try that. So I went, and I made a mess, and then he showed me there's a secret to it.
Yeah.
And that was that's the first magic trick I remember seeing. And then I learned a couple card tricks, and I ended up showing my mom. And that was funny because moms always have the same reaction. Oh my gosh, how'd you do that? But she was really like, it wasn't the encouraging mom, like, good try, we saw how you did that, but good job. This was like, I blew her away. She wanted to know what just happened, and I was hooked. Fast forward a few years later, and I'm in the Army, and we have a deck of cards. There's cards around, and I start doing some stuff for some of my buddies, and it just kept kind of snowballing from there. I'd never thought about doing anything professional or performing professionally before, but the military really helped push me in that direction, we'll say.
So you enlisted to do magic.
Yeah, that's actually, I enlisted to do generation repair, but magic got me out of a lot of work. It got me.
Right on.
Maybe I shouldn't admit that.
Well, it sounds like you brought levity to a very serious situation over there at times.
Yeah, the one thing that a lot of people don't understand, or maybe not realize, is that there's a lot of downtime. You kind of volley between extreme fear, terror, and horror, and extreme loneliness and boredom. There's not a lot of in between. Mm-hmm. And so magic was nice because it was a chance to get us out of the game, get my head out of there for a minute, and everyone kind of laugh and have a good time. And some nights that was really important.
Yeah.
Some nights that was very important. And other times, it wasn't a big deal, but it helped all of us, because if the soldiers were having a good time, I was having a good time, leadership's having a good time, and it was really a win-win. And I ended up getting really, really good.
Nice. Right on. So what do you love most about magic, if you could narrow that down?
I think about this question a lot, actually, and I don't know if there's a really easy answer, but essentially, I like to share magic because it reminds me, who have a degree in biology, I'm an educator, and so it helps remind me that there's still magic in the world, right? That There's still, no matter how many answers we have, there's always going to be questions. And to keep that little bit of mystery, it's just something, intrinsic. Maybe it's just me, but it just seems like there's something in our nature that always, we want to, a little, maybe there's more, there's something out there, and magic is a little window into that.
Yeah.
It's a little window into that, the what if.
Yeah. One of the things I love about magic is just how it connects people.
Right.
You start doing some magic with strangers, and there's this like immediate connection, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas maybe if you hadn't have done it, maybe we're just standing in a line together, right? And not talking, but break out a deck of cards, and all of a sudden, like, there's this bond now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I work at a middle school now, and I actually, I don't do as much magic for adults. I'm mostly doing magic for 11 to 12 somethings, and let me tell you, that is a tough crowd.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That is a tougher crowd, but in the right situation and in the right way, it's really funny to see the kids, the big 6th and 7th graders that think they're so cool, to kind of step back into that kid role and be like, wait, what? Whoa. Yeah. And I've had so many fun experiences with just that, with kids in the classroom who might not have been interested in magic otherwise. But in that situation, that setting, they were allowed to have fun and be a kid again.
Yeah.
Even though they're still technically kids, they don't think they're kids.
Right.
And there's something really special about that. There's something really special to be able to facilitate that connection, right? To be the one that sets the stage for that. And then after, and then when you're done afterwards, it's neat because you're relationship building. You can learn. You can trick. You can put some educational material in there, trick them into learning.
Yeah.
It's a really neat tool for my toolbox.
Cool. Well, what's something that you would show them, or can you show us something that you would share with them magically?
Yeah, so I've been working on this one. This is fun.
Well, let's get a close up on this one because I've seen this in it. When I did see it, it blew me away. So
yeah, so magic's all about confirming expectations, right? So we know we have a card here, and we have my Sharpie marker, and the expectation is that they're two solid objects, right?
yeah.
But magic defies those limitations, right?
Nice. Oh yeah. Bravo. That's so cool. I told you I love it. I just
But doing
So
magic,
cool.
definitely makes me hungry. Sorry, I'm gonna have a snack here.
okay. You brought Oreos.
I did. I brought some Oreos. Do you want one? Here, you can have one.
Oh, thanks. I'll save it for later.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and. Okay, sorry, I did that wrong. I forgot. There's a way to eat Oreos, isn't there? I almost just bit it, and that's the wrong way. That's right here. I'm sorry.
I love it.
You gotta do it the right way. So here, you have your cookie. I have mine. So watch. We take them. You get all the cream out of there,
Oh, okay.
right?
All right.
This is textbook Oreo eating 101. So I'm all out, but that's okay because I'm magic, right? So see, the best part about being magic is if you want a second round, you can just give a little shake like that. Or you know what? You know what? I like the double stuff. So let's make it a little bit bigger.
That's like triple. Nice.
There we go. Yeah, so that's a good cookie right there.
Very good. Very good. All right, cool. Hey, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back in a few minutes with more with Jason Sims. Hey everybody, we are back. Thanks for joining us on Live It Up. We're here with Jason Sims, who is a friend of mine and a fellow magician. Not a lot of magicians in the area.
No, there's not. It's a small pool, but it's growing. I'm making some friends, and there's actually a pretty big interest in magic here. We got it's a small town, and the entertainment market is, there's some really good local bands. There's some really good local comics. Not a lot of magicians, so
right.
it's not bad.
And that reminds me, last summer Jason and I got together, and that was the first summer we did that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we began doing close-up magic shows in Chelan at the restaurant called Andante's, and it's an evening entertainment venue. You can have dinner downstairs and come on up to the theater upstairs where Jason and I put on a kick-ass, about an hour, 15-minute show. All of our favorite magic. Good close-up stuff, the kind of stuff that's right in your hands. You can look, you're right at the table. It's a great time, lots of laughs. So we encourage you, if you want to see that, contact us. But anyways, let's get back to a little more magic.
All right. We can't do a little bit of magic without the infamous pick a card, any card kind of thing. But we'll make it easy, save some time. We'll just start with the top card. I have looks like a 10 of spades here.
10 of spades, yep.
10 of spades. Now I need your index finger, okay? I'm going to take the 10, put it here. I need you to secure the 10 on the desk for me. All right, got that? Your job is just to guard that, hold it tight, don't let me get it, because I'm going to try and steal it. Because I have a 7 of hearts here. Okay, now I'm trying to be as fair as possible. We take the 7 and we're gonna go 1, 2. Okay, hold tight, right? Were you holding tight?
As tight as I can possibly get it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because I might have...
The 10 of spades.
I might have
That's
a 10.
my card, dude.
I might have a 10 here. So what do you have?
The 7 of hearts. Yeah.
Oh, we'll be here all week.
Right on. All right, so tell me, have you ever been in a situation where you're performing magic and you mess up?
Oh my gosh. One of my favorite mess ups so far was, and it wasn't a big mess up, but I chose the wrong volunteer for a psychic trick, in which the person who I chose was a child. I needed an adult because I needed them to know their star sign, Libra, Virgo, Pisces, whatever. And the volunteer I chose had no idea. And so I said, okay, well, we're just gonna pick something. Here, come here. And I had a wireless mic. I covered the mic and I whispered in their ear, just pick Pisces or something. However, it was a really good mic, and I projected that across the whole the whole theater heard me suggest that they should pick Pisces. Not as big of a magic moment, but really funny.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily a psychic trick if you tell them what to think. But that was also a good lesson in choosing the right audience for the right trick at the right time at the right moment. So
Nice.
you guys got to learn something. You learn most when you fall down.
Totally.
You learn more from a bad show than a good show.
I did a lot of years of magic on the streets in Seattle, just busking on the corners and going to the festivals, and you'd have a new audience every 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you messed up, okay, and I messed up plenty, but if I did, no problem. I had a new audience in 10 minutes that I could tweak it and refine it, and so those were valuable years.
Yeah, no, and I don't, in fact, lately, I have a go-to line when I mess up. That's that's why I'm not in Vegas,
Right.
That's why we're in Wenatchee.
Yeah, good.
But it's, and a lot of times what I've noticed is that if you're doing magic and you're doing it well, and maybe it's your second or third trick you mess up, there's usually a lot of forgiveness from the audience. If you've made that good connection, they'll be with you. And sometimes it's good for them to maybe learn something, because it'll take down a barrier. Because some people will get frustrated if they don't know the secret.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes a little mess up is nice, because not everybody's perfect. Not every trick's gonna be perfect. And we need to be okay with that.
Yeah. What's your favorite? Close-up magic, stage magic? What's your favorite?
I think there's nothing better than close-up magic. There's nothing more crazy than when you're holding the card and it changes, or when something's in your pocket, or you're watching and you're watching and you're watching, and then how to get over here.
Right. Yeah.
That's
cool.
my favorite. And that's also the close-up magic is when you have the most opportunity to make a good strong connection and a good solid impact on someone.
Yeah, absolutely. If people wanted to find out more about you or hire your services for an event, tell them how to get a hold of you.
Well, I have Facebook, Jason Sims Magic, and I have a couple shows. I'm performing at a couple venues coming up. I will be at the Lisa B's Kids Day, which is Friday next week. It's the 4th or the 5th. I don't have my calendar on me. Next Friday. And then April 13th, I'll be performing twice on the stage at WinCon, and I'll have a booth here at our own Town Toyota Center, and I'll be hosting the Children's Costume Contest, which was a lot of fun last year.
Right on.
So those are some places to see me do magic and perform.
And you'll be doing some stage stuff at WinCon?
Yeah, I have
Nice.
2 little sets. One's at 11 and the other's at 3. Don't hold me to those dates. They might change, but a couple stage shows there, and then I'll be doing a half-hour set at Lisa B's for her Kids Day, and and then this summer hopefully we'll have more opportunities to get more shows going. And if you ever see me around, hey, magic guy, show me a trick. I usually don't go anywhere without cards.
Right.
And I don't know if that's cool or if that makes me a bad adult. I don't know.
Hey, we're a little geeky, but
Yeah.
We'll embrace it, right?
Right on.
Yeah. So you also have been stepping into some comedy as well, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I've been trying my hand at some stand-up comedy, and that is not unlike magic in very, very many ways. They are very similar. There's a very strong aspect of creativity and originality with stand-up that I'm trying to incorporate into my magic, so that I make every trick and every story my own. And comedy is interesting because it's kind of like magic without the safety net. So if I tell a bad joke and I'm doing magic, well, the card's still in your pocket, so you're still going to be amazed, right?
Yeah.
If I tell a bad joke during stand-up,
you suck.
yeah, nothing. You don't get. You're doing a really bad TED talk at that point.
Yeah.
It's not. They're very unforgiving. And I really like that. I'm kind of drawn to that.
Yeah.
And it's the work needed for stand-up helps boost my magic. It gets me sharper, gets more responses and ways to incorporate humor into the magic show appropriately. But I'm definitely not combining them. I don't intend on combining them. Magic is magic, and I take that more seriously, and it's more my professional thing, and I want to be an ambassador for magic and someone who can who does good magic and can show good magic. The comedy is more for fun, just to go and be a goof. It was like a bucket list thing, and I've just kept doing it.
Cool.
I scratched it off the bucket list, but I still like it. So I'm gonna, if you want, and the comedy's different. We have open mic at the Radar Station on Thursdays. That's
Radar Station.
Good place to come. Poetry, magic, comedy, music, all sorts of fun stuff at the Radar Station. And once in a while, we'll have a comedy show here put on by one of our local comedy groups. We have a couple production companies that do comedy shows here in town that I've had the pleasure to come do a few minutes for.
Cool.
So
I love it. You definitely feel alive in those situations, right?
Oh, I love it. And it's the no better place to be brutally honest and truthful.
Yeah.
To go on stage and just open your heart, and we're always so shielded, so it's a really interesting place to take off your armor. You wouldn't want
Right.
It doesn't make sense to go on stage with all your squishy parts exposed, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
That's
it is.
the beauty of it.
And that's what people sitting in the chairs love, right? Because they're guarded all day long too, so they love, that guy's going to do that? Oh, I got to see this.
Right.
Yeah, that's courageous. That's like,
Yeah.
So, hey, that's all the time we have today. Jason, thanks for being on the show. Again, just tell them the Facebook page again if they want to look you up.
It's Jason Sims Magic, JASONSIMS Magic at Facebook, and WinCon April 13th, and Lisa B's Kids Day Friday next week.
Right on. All right. It's time now for you to get out there, be a source of kindness, be a source of contribution. You have something to make this world better, and we believe in you.